Welcome back to the podcast called Tell the World, and I'm your host, Ota. I hope you guys are having a blessed Monday. I think it's about maybe 1:15 on my time. We're in the PM hour. Man, this is so crazy, guys. I'm in I'm in some type of different weather here. Like for real, this weather is like high 60s in the 70s, and it's crazy to even be out here in this type of weather, knowing that we're in the month of February. And on top of that, I was reading that the groundhog that got pulled out saw its damn shadow. What the hell? The groundhog saw its shadow? Have y'all have y'all ever seen the groundhog get pulled out? Oh my god. Creepy shit to see the groundhog get pulled out the hole from its shadow. How they say it? So if the groundhog opens its eyes, it's like what? 3 more months or 6 more weeks of cold weather. I mean, how true is that when you're pulling them out the darkness, knowing that this groundhog is in hibernation and it's trying to stay asleep, and you pull him out of his hole, and then all of a sudden you decide to not think that he's not gonna wake up and take a wink or a peek at looking at everybody? This shit is crazy with that traditional thing, but I'll leave it up to them because every time the groundhog has saw its shadow, we did get those 6 more weeks of fucking cold weather, more snow, more cold, more ice. So it is true about the groundhog. It never fails. But right now, it may be failing because I am in like 70-degree weather right now, and I'm in the South. I know a lot of people know that it's almost like warmer than it would be up north. Would think that it's not warm, but it is warm in the South. The temperature is always different. And the thing about the South is they do get freezing temps. I know in Mississippi they do get freezing temps where the pipes freeze. They get freezing temps where the pipes burst. Down there, I know it does for sure. But I'm in the South, and it's just crazy just to feel this. It's almost like maybe I was in Miami, or some type of part of Florida, city of Florida I would be in, and knowing that the weather is totally different. That's how people do their vacation days. Some people take their vacations during the winter season to go get some warm weather on their skin and stuff. So to try to at least escape some of the cold, some of the madness of just being cold. I, I I've been in some of the worst cold and snow you can't even imagine. Chicago, Illinois is my born state, and trust me, it just don't snow there, but it gets fucking cold, freezing cold, Arctic cold, wind chill, blister veils on your lips and face and hands, cold. You ever felt a wind chill? Like a seriously wind chill? Yeah, it gets real fucking cold. That's where I come from. Wisconsin gets a lot of snow too as well. That's my home away from home, and they get the same thing. They get freezing below zero temps, minus. Like you ain't felt nothing until you feel some cold that says minus and zero below. That's some serious shit. The cranking amps of your car not starting up because a cold can kill your battery. The cold freezes up everything. A lot of people used to cranking their car up and just take right off. I dare you do that shit in the cold. Shit, your whole engine is froze. Your whole engine been kind of like welt kind of tight. So sometimes you have to let your car warm up before you take off. You know, the 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 cold can like lock up a lot of things, not just your hands and your knees. I know the cold is like that. And let's get into a quick topic. So earlier today, I saw that Black Hawk. Uh, they showed another view of it, and they showed another side of that Black Hawk. where it was flying from, and it flew right. It just went directly towards the plane, and you're trying to figure out did it see it or whatever, and it's kind of hard to say what a pilot can see or what they can't see. You know, when it's dark at night, it's different. Is that a what is that? Is that a hawk? No, that's not a hawk. That is a hawk. Okay. I mean, yeah, guys, do you see what I mean about how strange in different places where you see things and you hear things? I'm thinking like I almost hear crickets again, said on the last episode, but we're gonna move past that. Anyway, so yeah, um, this helicopter just seems like it just went directly towards it. And then I find out that, these Black Hawks can be remote controlled by themselves without even having a pilot in it either. So I'm not speculating. I'm not trying to draw any, uh, um, what's that, conspiracy stuff. It's just information that you come across, you read, and it's just things that you throw out there. But still seeing another view of how that helicopter went, it's like, yeah, I still don't understand it. Um, and remember how our eyes can play tricks on us when we're seeing things from television, and sometimes when you're hearing things that people may say, like somebody could say, "Hey, did you hear? Otis podcast sucks." Just speaking in general, like how people could say things, and it may not be true. It may not be true, especially if your ass haven't listened to my fucking podcast. But how the illusion of what the eyes can see and how your eyes can trick you based on some things that you may miss. Basically, could the film be fake? You know, so there's technology out here, and there's graphics where you could just AI some shit up and make it look a certain kind of way. So um, we can be fooled by the television, y'all. We can be fooled by the television. We can be fooled about listening to people. Yeah, we can be fooled by listening to people. Don't think that. Don't think that you can't make a mistake because of something that someone told you something and you went back and ranted and blew up about, and you find out it was a fucking lie. Yeah, it's a lie. So over the years, I've seen enough stuff that they can show us this, show us that. 6 months later, you see the actual film, and then you wonder, what did your eyes see? And you got to backtrack yourself and be like, damn, I didn't see that. Or you didn't pay attention. This is what the Donald Trump is releasing the JFK files. Supposed to be things that we thought that we knew it was this person shooting at the building, and it might have been someone sitting right in the car with him that shot him. So it's technology, and technology was just as upgraded in the '60s and '30s. Those years, '60s and '30s, shit, they had technology, but you got to remember the people's minds were totally different. Imagine you going into a time machine, going back into 1967. Okay. Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine going back into time and you're able to see some shit that you know for a fact is about to happen in history that you know about, and you try to stop it? You try to prevent it from happening. You try to do your best to prevent it from happening. Is it meant for us to go back in time? Because one of my buddies sent me a Simpson uh, episode of, and I can't even. I was gonna use that as a thumbnail, but I think I'm gonna just change my mind about that. I don't want to draw that kind of conspiracy to this show like that. Uh, uh, Out of respect for the families and stuff, I don't want to do that with that Simpson episode. But you know how the Simpsons show stuff. You know how they so-called predict things. But yeah, can you imagine going back into time? Or would you like to go back into time? Would you like to go back into time to try to change some things? And how would it affect the future? Coming back, there's a movie on Netflix, See You Tomorrow. And there's another one, there's a new one that's out too. I forgot the name of it. I'll tell you guys on the next episode of that one. It was a good one. But amazing how the theory of time and trying to go back into time and trying to prevent things and change things, it just causes other problems within changing situations. Something like real life in the future you live now, the present time, hell, all of that, future and present. You're trying to stop some shit from happening, and something's resisting you from changing it because something's getting in the way from you from changing it because you can't seem to get it right. You're trying to change people behaviors, and it seems like you can't change it because something keeps getting in the way, or the person's being stubborn, or something just seems like you can't do anything about it trying to change it. Those theories just seem a little true there about going back into time. Maybe we can't change things. Maybe the course of the past, you have to let things go and let it play out because it is part of the future. It all reflects on your future, the outcome. That's what it's all about. It's about the future, good or bad. You know, Back to the Future was definitely good. They definitely gave a good example of trying to change some things, and they did change some things, but some of those things did have reflex, and sometimes you had to make sacrifices to change things. And those sacrifices you change things will eventually reflect on the future, how the future is going to be. But imagine in real life, you're trying to stop things from happening and you're having a hard time trying to do it. I think that's an idea of trying to change some things and thinking of going back into time. You're trying to, because you already know in the future how it's going to turn out if this shit keeps going the way it keeps going, right? Right? You're trying to stop something because you know how it's going to turn out because you already know. And that leads me to this. Damn, it just popped in my head that you're trying to stop something from happening because you know the outcome of how it's going to turn out. Do you get that? You already know the outcome of how this is going to turn out because everything that comes to earth, everybody that's here born on earth seems to repeat some of the same cycles that most of us have been through life. Being hard-headed, won't listen, won't take the advice. But what always happens in the end when people don't listen? They see their demise. They see themselves locked up. They see themselves struggling because they didn't want to take the piece of information. Not a lot of people can come to you and tell you to stop and change your ways. But there's a lot of people that are trying to root you on to keep messing up, screwing up, destroying you, washing off on other folks. So look at Earth. Look at Earth that way. Look at Earth as God. Look at Earth as your present time. And you've seen it all because you know here on Earth, history will repeat itself. Yeah, history is gonna eventually repeat itself. Struggles. Everybody, most of us, some of us have been through struggles. But what do we understand about struggles? Do we understand that do we not understand that it's gonna be hard? Or do we understand in the end, if you come out of your struggle, that you did learn something? And a lot of people say, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would. Because you went through it and you understand why you had to go through it. A lot of people don't pay attention to while they're going through something. I'm gonna give you a math test. I'm gonna give you a math equation. I want you to solve it. Some people give up because they don't know how to solve it because they don't understand some of the basics of understanding the math. The basics gets you there to understand the rest of it. Yes, it's crazy. It's just the way sometimes math can look like algebra. Like what the fuck is? And some of us don't understand that. Some of us don't. But understanding struggles, you got to go through it. You got to go through it. What's that? And what does it mean? You got to learn. You got to learn it. You got to accept that you don't understand it. And then once you get past that, you got to try to learn it because it will come back to hunt you. The easy way out through struggle sometimes is not always the easy way out. Because sometimes the easy way out may put you or land you right back into the struggle again. You know, life can be hacked. Life can be hacked. What? You can cheat your way through life. Shit. I hacked life. What? How did you hack life? Shit, I avoided, I dipped, I dodged. Shit. But I'm here. But with hacking and avoiding circumstances, situations in your life, you learn that you didn't go down those avenues that was gonna cause you to, be hard headed and go through things. You just know right from wrong, which makes life easy. That's a hack. That's a good hack. I don't think that's too much of a cheat code. I think raising a child on up, I think anybody that has been raised would know that, hey, you can't cheat your way through that. You keep doing that, you're just going to get more immune to that. You're going to get more immune to that iniquity of being, devious, conning, destructive. So you got to learn not to do that. You know, um, you got to just try to stay on the right route with yourself and and go through what you need to go through. And remember, I said on the last episode, not everybody's struggles are meant to be in your life, but everything that we go through is a lesson. So you got to, sometimes master yourself or what you put yourself through. Art of war yourself. Understand yourself. Understand how your mind is thinking. Do you understand how your mind is thinking? You know, here's my mind. I'll give you a snippet of my mind. I have a bunch of laughters and jokes in my head, and I wonder why it be like that sometimes through my mind. Sometimes I could be going through something hard, but I find humor in life and find myself to stay grounded and have something to smile and laugh about, you know. And sometimes when you talk to others and you hear what other folks are going through, or you understand that you're not the only one. Sometimes, you know, helping somebody else out sometimes helps you understand your problem. Maybe my problem's not that bad. Maybe I'm just just over exaggerating it. Maybe I'm putting too much emotion into my feelings about this. So things like that can occur, you know. I'm dropping jewels here, y'all. This is not for the people who know, the hackers, the cheat coders in life. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking to the people that go through it, don't understand it, and don't know what to do to get themselves going in life. Yeah, that's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those people. People like myself understands with an open ear and a wide eye, you know, and basically a heart who understands out there. But I did ask a friend one time, I said, would you go back into the future to change anything? Or better yet, what if you wanted the lottery numbers and you go back into the future, you go back into the past and get the numbers and come back into the future and you know the numbers? Is that, would you? And then to win the lottery, come on. Look, I think the young man told me, he said, going back into the future or going back into the past. Let me rephrase that. He said going back into the past is a big mistake because you change up other things in your future. And I said, yeah, that's true. Because there may be some hard things in your life that you went through that you outgrew it and you got better in your life, and how they ask you, what would you do if you could go back into the time machine to change some things? And then you're thinking like, I'll change this, I'll change that. But then would it have a reflect on your future? Would it change your direction in life if you didn't deal with all of those things in your life to get you to where you are right now? So, going back to the future would be nice, y'all. For me, I would like to go back and just to go look at some things and see how things were. Because imagine your future mind is so intelligent, so fucking smart, too fucking smart, and you go back into the 1930s with that brain of yours coming out the future, going back into the 1930s. You would be a god. You would probably be a god because you would probably give a lot of people courage to do this and do that. But once I think about it, in those 1930s, those people were smart. Those people were strong. So I guess that's the future of our humanity, our race, our kinds. All of us, we are just human minds that study, grow, and upgrade, and keep growing, and keep growing, and keep upgrading, and learning our mistakes, and for the future that's going to be ahead of us, which is our next generation, the kids, we teach them. So we are advancing in life. It may not be all pretty. It may not be all pretty, y'all. But for some of us, we are growing. We're growing. Oh yeah, we're fighting the evil. Oh yeah, we're fighting the evil. It's a battle. It's a race. We're fighting it. We're getting there. We are getting there. So that's what I mean about look at your progress in life and see where you are right now. Right now, we're in the month of February. I know it's been a little crazy right now. Uh, Check on yourself. Make sure you're good. Anything you want to change, anything that's hard that you just immediately just put into your mind, try to hack it by just trying. Just a little trying opens a broad door for you. Trying opens that door wider. Don't be afraid. Pull that door. Let them bats come out the door. Give yourself a chance, basically, what I'm trying to say. Give yourself a chance. All right, guys, I'm going to get ready to get off. Oh, by the way, y'all, I wanted to come back to y'all on that Starbucks. Oh, my God. They was putting whole milk into my Starbucks. And I'm lactose. And I can't do whole milk, period. No milk. So the almond milk basically is what my body wants and needs, and coconut milk. So remember, somebody making your drink and you familiar with them, they know you cool. But somebody new, you may want to just talk to them and just let them know how you like your drink and make sure they put the right ingredients in there. Yeah, make sure they put the right ingredients in there. All right, guys, I'm going to end the show. And look, enjoy your day. Make the best of it. I know today is a new day. And I know sometimes we can bring yesterday back into today. But keep trying. Know that you're strong. And just remember, if you put all your energy into what's kind of like defeating you, then you're not going to move forward with yourself. Don't give an illusion. Don't give your imagination to things that don't grow your spirit, that don't make you better. That concludes the podcast called Tell the World. You heard it first.